Hi guys, Melody here, and welcome to Tea Time. I've got me a cup of tea, and I've got some stories to tell you guys. So, a few months ago, I had a little problem that I think a lot of people are having right now, and that is they're so attached to their cell phones. Well, a few months ago, the screen on my phone broke. Okay, and of course accidents happen. It's gonna happen. You're gonna break the phone or whatever, and phones do wear out as well. But I was kind of upset because I'd only had this phone for maybe 6 months, and the screen was broken on it. And so, that being said, we try to do things as best we can at the house instead of going to some kind of specialist if we don't need to. And so I gave it over to my dad to fix the phone, and lo and behold, the sensor on the screen broke, so we could no longer open the phone. The phone was on, but obviously the screen not working, you couldn't get into the phone, so I lost everything. And with that, I kind of came to a stark realization that our society is very dependent on our cell phones. I don't want to open a can of worms or anything, but it's definitely true. And I remember I was in hysterics for about 24 hours trying to figure out what to do about my phone, where to get another phone. Is it repairable, is it not? And I came to the conclusion that it is not repairable, and that I would need to fork over a lot of money for a new phone. So I learned the lesson the hard way, and I ended up spending about a couple $100 to get a new phone, which is not a bad thing. I think I learned a lesson, and from now on, I really don't use my phone as much as I used to. I still, use it for the usual games or whatever, but I've even cut that down. And I even, like, during meals and stuff, I'm used to just putting my phone down. It's kind of a rule in this house, too. If you're having dinner with all of us, you put your phone down. You put it in your pocket, you turn it off. It's like the movies. You turn off the phone, which I think is a great idea. And I saw a commercial on it recently where this whole family was so interconnected, and there's some kind of a device, I don't think it's real, but apparently it turns off all devices. And so as soon as that happened, everybody came to the dinner table. Everybody sat down to talk about their lives. They sat down to talk about what was going on with them, something new they discovered. And it reminded me, rather, of what my mom used to do. When I was little, and I came home from school, she would say, "What did you learn today? Did you learn something new?" And I think that kind of conversation is uber important for, like, school-age kids, anybody who's constantly moving and doing something. And I think with our phones in our faces all the time, we don't necessarily see the world around us the same way. And I think it's very important as a society to every now and then disconnect, which is another thing I did in the last 4 months when I was on hiatus. I kind of disconnected a bit. I learned to just take a deep breath and handle all the changes that were coming my way, but most importantly, not be attached so much to my digital, things, to my phone, to my cameras, to anything digital, anything mechanical. Even my computer got a rest, which is, not like me. But I think now I'm back into it, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way, I think. So, that being said, every now and then disconnect. My tip of the day, always warm up before you practice. I went to an audition once, another mini story time here. I went to an audition, and this lady said, "Well, I don't play before my auditions. I don't play." I said, "It's probably a good idea to warm up, just because you've got to be able to play effectively. And, for a violin that may not be necessary, but for, like, a flute or I don't know, any of the woodwind instruments, any of the brass instruments, you do have to warm up the instrument for it to be, number one, in tune, number two, for the sound to be clearer. I don't know if you've ever played a cold instrument. In the case of a flute, the instrument is very airy, the keys don't move properly, and I think it's important that when you warm up the instrument, you also warm up the head joint of the instrument, and with that, you can play better. So that's pretty much it. Again, I'm working on some new material, and you've probably seen this in another tea time, but I'm definitely working on new material, and any requests you have, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for a nice cup of tea. Thank you, and have a good day.